Taylor James Johnson with JoBlo.com. So thank you guys for talking with us.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. I just saw the film with my son and my wife. And
old's your son?
my son is your age, so.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
And so it was kind of cool to see him watching you, and y'all even have the same haircut. So they watch the movie like this, and,
That's awesome.
so I just saw the behind the scenes bonus features, and I loved seeing y'all react to the news of getting these parts. Just let's relive that. What was that experience like? You seemed surprised, and you were calling for your mom. And
There was a lot going on. I mean, I remember kind of being like, okay, I feel like this is. I remember having a moment when I got on the Zoom and they would be like, "You did really well. Like it was a pleasure to work
I remember
with
that,
you."
and I was like, "Oh, they're telling me I didn't get the job."
And I was kind of, and I remember looking
sucks.
at Dean and Adam, and I remember being like, I hate these guys. I cannot believe that they've got me on this Zoom, and they're gonna tell me that I haven't got a part, and it's mostly them, and it's gonna be so embarrassing. And I remember being like, this is just awful. And then I remember it said, like, the little thing came up on Zoom, and it was like, we're now recording. And I remember being like,
I saw that too, but I was like, oh, they do that for every Zoom, so I was like, oh, it's like
one of us is smarter than the other, because I then had a moment of like, wait. I then had a moment of like,
I'm gonna kill Nico.
wait, maybe
we're on camera here.
Good.
Careful what you say,
documented.
people should know. But I remember I had a moment of like, oh, okay, like if they're filming me not getting it, that's really cruel, because that would just be awful. And then I remember when they said it, as much as I could kind of like infer from what was happening that I think they were going to tell me I had the part, I did just kind of completely shut down, and I was so surprised, and I did hold it together okay on the Zoom, and then as soon as I got off, I went downstairs and was like I wasn't moving and just crying. I was so excited, whereas you just cried. Oh.
I didn't cry.
You seemed
was
so
very
excited. You were screaming like you.
I did not.
Yes, you
I was
did.
like, thank you guys. I deserve this.
You're so cool.
That's what I said.
Right.
It's
No,
the sweetest video you
I
getting
mean,
the
yeah.
part.
Never in a million years could I have thought I could be Hiccup or be a part of this. So the fact I got a chance to do that, and God, it was so cool. Like, it was so special. And I was screaming for my mom, and I may have shed a tear or two. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Another bonus feature that I watched was behind the scenes without the special effects added, just with the puppets.
Yeah.
So when they made Roger Rabbit, some of the actors went home and they were hallucinating because they spent all day imagining. So did you go home and was a dragon in your house?
hallucinating?
Dragons were always real to me, so I was hallucinating either way. So I don't even remember the
running
puppet.
that
I just
risk.
remember the dragon. I mean, luckily, I've always just had a vivid imagination, even since I was a kid. So just imagining a dragon was there was just kind of fun to me.
Imagine
So,
dragons.
Where are they? And then
said
suddenly
that?
they appear.
Right.
But yeah, it was really cool. I went to Frame Store not too long ago and watched all the stuff that went into behind the scenes of making Toothless. How realistic he is really fascinating, and how much work they put into that is really cool.
You could see that you were really there.
It was
really touching them,
fantastic, the work they've done.
better than just a tennis ball or just a
Yeah,
green
because
screen.
I didn't know what I was going to be working with, so the fact that I had something to touch and act with was it was great.
It was real.
yeah.
You could feel
Yeah,
it. Real
100%.
life.
Yeah.
Real cinema created right there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Loved the movie. I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait till it comes out on home entertainment.
What he said. Which camera? Both of them.
And yeah, bring the dragons home. So,
Gotcha.
thank you all
Buy
very
the
much.
movie or I die.
Taylor James Johnson with JoBlo.com.
Lest anyone be confused.
Well, hello, sir.
Hello.
My first question, I guess, I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm not a fan of live action adaptations from animation. That's just something that just didn't click with me with all the other films. And
I'm
so
with you.
when I heard that How to Train Your Dragon is going to take that route, I was like, oh man. Then when I heard that you are going to be behind it, I was like, that's interesting. Adapting your own work. I wanted to know what was that like to kind of, for lack of a better word, like remake yourself in a completely different medium.
Yeah, it was a bit mind-bending, but I come from the same point of view, which is I'm not a fan of remakes in general. And I come from an animator point of view, which is I love that art form and that medium, and I don't like it being disrespected by sort of remakes that seem to lose a bit of the soul in translation. So if, for better or worse, I pitched myself as the writer-director of the live-action version because I wanted to protect the wonder and the emotion of it, and I knew those characters and I knew that world. So it was either going to work or not work at all, and that was the gamble that Universal took on me, and I'm glad they did, because it did force me to kind of analyze what works about this story and how we can actually embellish it in additive ways.
You could feel something when you're watching it that you get with animation too, but when you have actual, human beings performing this material, it hits you in a different way. I went to go see the film with my wife and my son, and I would look over at them, and they were watching the movie like this the whole time, just with wonder. And it was a story that they'd seen before. So I was wondering, has anyone ever done this before? Are you the first person to remake your animation as a live action?
I may be. I'm not. I think so.
Let's call Guinness to see if you are the first.
I know that Tim Burton did it in reverse. He did it with Frankenweenie, because he took a live action short and turned it into an animated feature.
Right.
But I'm not sure that it's been done.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Thank you.
And I was looking through your Wikipedia, which I'm sure is completely accurate, but I saw that you worked on the show Hysteria.
No, I didn't.
You did not. So it's wrong.
Yeah.
So we need to fix that. Okay. Then they said Lion King. Is that right?
Nope.
Nope. It's all wrong.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
Those two are anyway.
Well. Yeah. What I really wanted to know is, what was it like just taking these characters, this story, and then using different tools to tell the story again?
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing to watch. So thank you for taking that challenge and turning in another great film.
Thank you. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. I've watched so many behind-the-scenes documentaries through the years with envy, wanting to be on a live-action set. I never dreamed that it would be for something that I'd already worked on, but it was an amazing experience just getting to rub shoulders with some of these greats, and also just learning. Like what I learned about the process was that in animation we control everything, but in live action you rehearse and you practice, and then you hand it over to the actors and you let that alchemy dictate the scene. You watch for truth.
I love that. You could really feel the truth. You could feel the live action. You could feel they were on a set. They were in real locations, and that was something completely different. I know you had green screen and stuff, but it wasn't a film that was shot completely on green screen. You had the real life there, and that is a true live action adaptation there. So I hope people follow in your footsteps and make some good live action adaptations.
Well, thank you.
From now on.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment. I figured we'd do our best or die trying.
Well, you survived, sir.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It's been an honor talking with you, sir.
Likewise.
Well,
thank you.
you.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.